The home of rock and roll is Cleveland, Ohio. And next year, our great city will play host to baseball's Midsummer Classic. The All-Star game coming back to Cleveland for a 6th time. The All-Star logo unveiled at a press conference yesterday. We're going to talk with Indians owner Paul Dolan coming up during the ball game here tonight. It's game 3 of this 4-game series between the Cleveland Indians and the Minnesota Twins. Hi again, everyone. Matt Underwood alongside Rick Manning. Minnesota continues their mastery to a degree over the Cleveland Indians this year. They're the only team the Indians have not been able to get over the hump against in the American League Central Division. One reason? Eddie Rosario. He loves playing against the Indians.
He is an Indian killer right now. And last night, a good night, had 4 hits. And I mean, this guy can pick the ball up off the ground. He just doesn't hit strikes. He can go outside the strike zone. And I mean, with authority. There's a changeup, double down the left field line. When you look at his numbers against the Indians, very, very big. This is his home. 11 for 21 with a couple of home runs, 2 4-hit games in this ballpark. Look at the slugging percentage. Only second to Albert Bell all time in this ballpark. Wow. And his career against the Indians, a 340 hitter, 15 home runs. He just loves the Indians for whatever reason.
Arch, as we know, when it comes to starting pitchers, there are a lot of things that are out of your control. But when you're Mike Clevenger and you've gone 5 straight starts, you don't have a win and the team doesn't have a win, that's got to be frustrating.
Well, he's been trying to get one for a while for his own psyche. He needs one, really. And the offense hasn't been a very big friend for him because a couple of times they've only scored 2 runs in a ball game. But Mike needs a win. He's been a little, he gets ahead of the hitters, hasn't been able to put them away. And it's 1 or 2 hitters that have really messed him up throughout the course of those 5 starts. And he wants to change that. And let's hope he can do that tonight against Minnesota.
All right, day game tomorrow to wrap up the 4-game series. We'll be back with the play-by-play. Alan Jensen have a senior citizen showstopper, and Andre Knott will be talking Yonder Alonso when we come back. Cleveland Indians baseball is brought to you by who but WB Mason, the official office supplier of the Cleveland Indians. By Cleveland Clinic Express Care Online. Tap the app for 24/7 virtual visits. And by Staples, the back-to-school specialty store.
Ohio, as Francisco Lindor gets loosened up there at first base. Mike Clevenger is on the hill tonight for the Tribe. Jake Odorizzi for the Minnesota Twins. Welcome back to Center Field. I'm Al Pulowski. In just a moment, we'll be joined by Matt and Rick. But first, let's take a look at our showstopper from yesterday. And that's Bartolo Colon, the former Cleveland Indian, who yesterday, for the Texas Rangers, picked up his 246th career win. That's the most wins all time by a Latin American-born pitcher. Congratulations to Bartolo Colon, who passed another former Cleveland Indian, Dennis Martinez, who has 245 career wins. Bartolo Colon now in the history books atop that leaderboard as Matt and Rick join us. And guys, I'll tell you what, if in 2002, when the Indians traded Bartolo Colon, you told me he would still be pitching 16 years later, I don't think I would have believed you, but what an accomplishment for Bartolo.
Truly was. I mean, we saw him come up as a kid, and what a career he has had. So you're right. Congratulations to Bartolo Colon.
I don't think anybody's done it with a bigger smile either.
No, I know.
He
He
enjoyed
enjoyed it. Yes, he did. He enjoyed it the whole way.
And Mike Clevenger's had a lot of fun here this year, although lately the smile has been a little harder to see because he hasn't been getting the results that he wants. Looking for a win, either for himself or for the team. You want to get in the win column, and that's what Clev aims to do here tonight, to give the Indians a one-up in the series heading into the finale tomorrow afternoon here at Progressive Field. Well, in order to win, you have to score. In order to score, it helps to get hits with runners in scoring position. With more on that, we get downstairs to Andre Knott with our Hear Right Sounds of the game.
Thank you very much, Matt. Rick, we can talk about the Indians' offense, and it's fun to talk about when you can talk about what Jose Ramirez has done, what Francisco Lindor has done, Michael Brantley. But another guy that's come up very big in big situations has been Yonder Alonso. He's hitting over 300 with guys in scoring position, and today I sat down and talked to him about what goes through his mind when he gets ducks on the pond.
Any time that you have runners in scoring position, it becomes a mindset, attitude and your character obviously needs to come out and understand that, you got to simplify things a little bit. But at the same time, that's when you got to lock it in and obviously get those guys in. So, you obviously have your off times where you don't get it done. It's part of the game, but that's when you kind of have to bear down and understand that can't happen again, and you got to get those guys in. I mean, that's basically what it is. I mean, you're seeing a lot of guys in our team that they do an incredible job, and I've learned from that. So I think they all feed off each other. We all feed off each other, and obviously the way they go about it. So it's helped me out a lot too.
Guys, when Yonder Alonso has none on, he's hitting 205 with 10 home runs. With runners on, he's 308 with 9 home runs. When they're in scoring position, it's 309 with 5 home runs. And with the bases loaded, he's 4-14 with 2 grand slams, tied with Michael Brantley for the lead on this team. That's as clutch as it gets.
It certainly is an attitude. He's exactly right. Sometimes you have to, be patient, but that's one reason why Alonso has 65 RBIs here hitting in the number 5 hole. He's done a really nice job in that department.
Hey, Andre.
Yes, Matt. How are you, sir?
Bruce Drennan called. He wants royalties.
I love you, Matthew.
Oh, it's the Indians and the Twins. And that man right there, Jose Ramirez, will be batting in his familiar 3 spot in the lineup as the Indians try to get the offense back on track. I mean, you scored 10 runs in the opener, just blew the Twins out of the water. Last night, they had 2 hits going into the 8th inning. When they finally scored a couple to get on the board, they did make it interesting in the 9th, but a painful 3-2 loss. We'll see if they get back at it here tonight.
Yeah, it was too little too late last night, but we're going to turn the page on that one, and we got a game at hand, and Mike Clevenger is going to be the Northern Ohio Honda starting pitcher for the Cleveland Indians, and he is looking for a win for the team, for himself. His 23rd start this year. He has made one against the Minnesota Twins. It was a no decision. He went 6 innings, gave up 7 hits and 4 runs in that ball game. He walked 3 and struck out 3, and in his career 1-2 against Minnesota. But offensively they haven't been scoring for Mike Clevenger. They haven't. They need to get him some runs early and let him relax a little bit. And if they can do that, I'm sure he can hold the fort.
Well, let's take a look at Paul Molitor's starting lineup tonight for the Twins. Joe Mauer once again leads it off. He's the DH. Eddie Rosario in left field bats second. Jorge Polanco, the shortstop, hitting third. Miguel Sano at the hot corner batting cleanup. Max Kepler in right will bat fifth. Logan Forsythe, the second baseman, is sixth. Logan Morrison at first base hits seventh. Mitch Garver, the catcher, batting eighth. And Jake Cave in center field bats ninth.
Let's check out the Chrysler defense for the Indians. In the outfield, Michael Brantley in left. How about Brandon Geyer making his first ever start in center? Martin is sick, I guess, so Brandon will get the start in center field. Cabrera's over in right. And on the infield, it'll be Ramirez at third, Lindor at short, Kipnis at second, Alonso at first, and Gomes behind the plate.
Ryan Addington has the plate tonight. Adrian Johnson at first. Marvin Hudson, the crew chief, at second. Trip Gibson will be at third. And with that, we're ready to go. Joe Mauer heads to home plate. Paul Molitor's ball club, second place in the AL Central, 9 games back of the Indians. The Tribe and the Red Sox tied for the largest lead divisionally in baseball. Red Sox lead the Yankees by 9 in the AL East. Heading into play today. Clevenger, the wide, and tonight's first pitch is in there for a strike.
That's a good spot right there, down at the knees, outside corner.
Joe Mauer is a career .318 hitter against the Indians with 14 homers, 78 runs batted in. This year, however, the Indians have held him to a .186 batting average and not a single run batted in.
That's hard to do.
.79 degrees, cloudy conditions, but really no breeze to speak of. It's actually just about perfect. The 1-2, and Mauer goes down swinging. That's hard to do as well. Mauer's not a guy, even when he's scuffling, who strikes out a lot. But Clevenger has his 140th strikeout of the year in 140 innings of work.
Yeah, nice breaking ball here. Looked like it might have been the curveball where he bounced it almost on home plate. And he gets the swing. And you don't see Mauer going out of that strike zone too often to swing at a pitch, but that's out number 1.
I really enjoyed the conversation that Andre had with Clev and Trev, Mike Clevenger and Trevor Bauer, that we aired during the rain delay yesterday. One of the things that jumped out at me is how passionate and adamant Clevenger was in saying that, look, when you're part of this rotation, there is so much talent, headlined by Corey Kluber, that he said, look, the bar is set really high, and if you don't work your tail off to stay there, you're going to get left in the dust.
He's right.
And so it really has brought out the inner competitor in all of them to try and elevate their game, to try and stay up with the big dogs. And they don't want to be considered the also-rans. It's Corey Kluber, blah, 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 and those other guys. They want to be right there with him.
Absolutely. That takes time to get to where the big boys are. And they understand that, but he understands you have to continue to work. And that, I mean, it just takes time. Patience, time, and a lot of hard work.
And who knows that more than Corey Kluber? He was no overnight sensation.
Absolutely correct.
3-1 to Rosario. Not the worst thing in the world the way he's been swinging the bat. He was 4 for 8 in the series, so you're careful the way you pitch to him.
Yes, you don't want to make a mistake. Absolutely.
Storylines tonight brought to you by Wayside Furniture. Well, Mike Clevenger has pitched well within the division this year. The numbers back that up. Jake Odorizzi has not pitched well against the Indians. Jorge Polanco. And the fastball misses outside.
As you said, that's not the worst thing to do when Rosario gets a walk, because last night 4 hits. He hit the ball all over the ballpark. He hit some very good pitches down in the zone.
That's going to find the seats out of play, 1-1.
But like Trevor Bauer the other day, if you pitch around a guy or you're not afraid to walk somebody, you got to come right back and get that next guy and get aggressive doing so. Because Bauer's not afraid to walk anybody. If if he's hot or he's done some damage to him in the past, okay, bypass you, but I'm coming back to get the next guy.
Bauer and Shane Bieber in the Tribe dugout, but these guys really, they focus, they lock in on whoever's on the mound. Polanco cuts and misses so that if need be, they can offer some in-game insight if they see something.
That's school right there for Bieber. You sit in there, you talk about the game, you can talk about and focus on what you think, and you can run it by a guy that's been here for a while. That's how you learn the game, and that guy always sits and watches. He's going tomorrow, so he's programming his game plan for tomorrow, tonight.
Clevenger has Polanco in the hole and a ground ball foul. Joe Kessler, strength and conditioning coach, talking with Kluber. Runner goes. The 1-2 is a ground ball to second and a perfect pitch to run on. It was a slow hook. Easy for Rosario to get a good jump, but now there are 2 down. Even if he doesn't go, I don't think you could turn 2. That was a really slow bouncer.
Well, that's how you want it. You want soft contact. It was an easy play. Get that second out.
Now Miguel Sano. 0 for 5 in the series. He has drawn 3 walks. Nice crowd settling in on this Wednesday night here at Progressive Field. Fastball to the outside corner for a strike. Homestand comes to an end tomorrow with an afternoon affair, 1 o'clock start. And the 0-1 is in the dirt. Gomes did a great job to block it, and Rosario put the brakes on.
He usually does. Night in and night out. I don't know if there's anybody better at doing that job right there. Ball's in the dirt just to keep it around. And, you know, Rosario thought about it, but he realized that ball wasn't going to kick far off. It hit off the glove and a little bit off the body of Gomes, but he was able to jump right up. And if Rosario went, I'm sure he would have had him.
Fouled back, lost his hat, but he's still alive in the at bat. It's 1-2.
There's the breaking ball. Comes inside and watch the hat go for a ride.
A 1-2 slowed it down, and Sano fouled it off again. Sano has struck out 79 times in his career against Indians pitching. That is the most against any opponent. And the 1-2 just a bit outside with that fastball, and the count evens.
That one there, he was trying to throw a dart on the outside corner, but just had it off the plate.
That time he got him.
There you go.
Came back with the same pitch, locked him up. Couple of Ks for Clevenger in the first. The Indians are coming to bat.
Hyundai starting pitcher, and Odorizzi 4-7, has not pitched well against the Indians this year, making his 24th start. This will be his 4th start against the Tribe. He's 0-2, an ERA of over 9. He's a fly ball pitcher, and he will throw a lot of pitches.
Starting 9 for Terry Francona, brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Francisco Lindor leading it off. Michael Brantley in the 2-hole. Jose Ramirez bats third. Then it's Edwin, Yonder, and Melky in the middle. Jason Kipnis, Yan Gomes, Brandon Geyer rounding it out. First pitch of the night called a strike, outside edge. Lindor has hit in 5 straight games, and he's gone 4 for 9 with a homer in this series. Odorizzi's pitch is pulled foul, and the count is 0-2. 5 knocks, including a pair of homers for Lindor against this right-hander.
He's 5 for 11 in his career against Odorizzi, so he has hit him well.
Up and away.
That's what he tries to do, sometimes get you to swing at that high fastball. That's why he's a fly ball pitcher. You got to make him bring it down a little bit. It could be a good pitch to hit.
Fouled back.
Not overpowering.
Check to swing.
This will be Odorizzi's 8th start against the Indians in his career. He has 1 win against them, 3 losses.
Down in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Center field, Jake Cave broke in. It's over his head. That'll go to the wall. Lindor into second base. And he's going to stand up with a double. Cave misread it. And it's to the benefit of Lindor and the Indians.
Well, that's all you have to do is take one misstep coming in on a line drive in center. You'll see he came in and said, uh-oh, I made a mistake. He didn't get a good read, and I think it's because Frankie had to extend and didn't really look like he laid back on that, but it took off the bat. He hit it pretty well, and it turns into a double. Number 37 for Frankie, so there's your start. There you go, tied with Escobar, who's now in Arizona with 37 doubles. Looks like he's pointing up there like he couldn't see it.
Michael Brantley lines one to center. Cave got a good jump on this one, but he drops the ball. And Lindor goes to third. So a disastrous start to this game for Jake Cave in center field.
How about that? First 2 hitters. He looked over at Kepler and said, you know, he pointed up there, and I'm sure he said it might be tough to see. And then the next line drive comes in. He broke in and he had the right read. He just doesn't catch it. That's got to be an error. In his glove, he was looking at Lindor like he might have had a chance for a double play, but never really caught the ball. So Frankie will go to third base. Brantley gets on first. And he said, all right, now try somebody else. That is an error.
2 on, nobody out, and Jose Ramirez to the plate. Ramirez is hitless in the series. But on the year, he has been a terror in the first inning. And the Buick stat of the game shows you they'll make you work.
Yeah, and this guy throws a lot of pitches per batter. So this should be a pretty good contest going at it right now.
Not surprisingly, the Indians have been aggressive. Odorizzi serving up a .500 batting average against on the first pitch of at-bats this year, and the Indians have been trying to get after him, run out of the...
Well, yeah, you look for that first fastball if you get it, and get after it, because he wants to get ahead of you and then try to expand your zone even with one strike and get you to chase his pitch. But the Indians know that. They have taken advantage of him this year, and Odorizzi, would have to, try and change his game plan. What happened in center field is not his fault. He could he very easily have 2 outs here.
The 1-2, and Ramirez pops it up right at home plate. Out in front of the dish, it's going to be the third baseman, Sano. 1 down.
Well, that's one big out out of the way.
Twins have had his number so far in this series.
All right, let's check out the defense for Minnesota. It's Rosario on left, Cave is in center, Kepler over in right. On the infield, it'll be Sano at third, Polanco at short, Forsythe is at second, Morrison at first, and Garver doing the catching. So this is where you pick up your teammate. Jose always seems to get it done in the first inning. They got him out. See if Edwin can pick him up and get that runner in from third. We talked about runners in scoring position for Encarnacion. He's a .287 hitter in that department this year. 6 homers, 56 ribbies. But opportunities are there.
Three on the left side of the infield for Minnesota. Edwin swings through a fastball. Encarnacion has batted .281 since the All-Star break. And that's up high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Just off the plate. Good eye. 2 balls and a strike.
Ribbies in his 14 games against the Twins. There'll be another day game tomorrow. As we mentioned, the Twins will come back one more time for a 3-game series at the end of the month.
First and third, 1 out. Encarnacion awaiting a 2-1 pitch. Up high, 3-1. Yonder Alonso waiting on deck. We'll see if it's a bases loaded situation. The 3-1 from Odorizzi. Brantley takes off. Edwin loops it towards center. Michael has to get back. Tagging at third, coming home is Lindor. Throw is not in time. And the Indians take a 1-0 lead. Edwin has his 81st run batted in on the year. And for the Indians, that's their 84th first inning run of the season, second most in the majors.
He had the right man on third base there in that department because the ball wasn't hit that deep. Cave coming in, the throw was offline, but you got a guy like Lindor, you just get it to the outfield, he'll do the rest. So the Indians will play from in front. 81st RBI for Encarnacion.
Throw down to first. Brantley's back in plenty of time. Alonso 6 homers in his last 16 games. One shy of number 20 for the season. Brantley takes off, pitches inside, and the throw was not a bad one, but it was just a little wide toward the right side of second base. And Brantley was able to slide in ahead of that throw.
There you go, an inside pitch, and Michael steals it. He was sitting over there for a while. He takes off. That's his 8th stolen base. 88 now for the team. They're second in the league with a very good percentage. Only been caught 21 times.
Alonso takes the off-speed pitch. It's 2-1. Outside with a fastball. Actually, I think that was a changeup or a split change.
Good hitter's count here for Yonder to be sitting on his pitch that he's looking for, even though first base is open. If you don't get it, you can take it.
There's the fastball, and he got it by him up top part of the zone. So a full count. Broke his bat. Will it get in? And a sliding catch in right by Kepler to retire the side. So the Indians get on the board first. This catch robs them of any more. It's 1-0 Cleveland.
The MLB TV Game of the Day, in-game highlights, news, live radio broadcasts, and much more. Download MLB at Bat today.
I think we got a ball in the outfield. So time is called while they take care of that. Now we're ready to go. Max Kepler stands in. And Mike Clevenger's pitch is outside ball 1. Kepler in his last 15 games has batted .313 with 3 homers, 4 doubles.
Yeah, they were looking for, I'm talking about the course of the whole year, a little more production from Max Kepler. He had a good year last year and just never really got rolling like he did.
The Indians have held him hitless so far in the series, 0 for 7. And a ground ball to Jason Kipnis. 1 away. Well, let's go down to Andre Knott.
You know, Matt, you talked about how competitive Mike Clevenger can be, and it's been frustrating for him over his last 7 starts. He's 1-4 with a 4.79 ERA. So I talked to Tito before the game and asked him, is there anything wrong with him or anything that he's worried about with him? He says, absolutely not. This is what happens when you pitch. Sometimes things go well, sometimes they don't, depending upon what happens with the offense. He goes, but if you go through those last 7 starts, he's still getting deep in games. He still has depth on his secondary pitches. Fastball velocity hasn't gone anywhere. They're telling him just keep doing what you're doing, and everything's going to fall right back into place.
I agree. It's like growing pains.
Right.
You know, he's got to go out there, and that's how you learn. It takes a pitcher a while to get adjusted to the major leagues when things don't go your way. And you know, there may be starts where he hasn't had his good breaking ball or he hasn't had his changeup, and he's learning how to work his way through that, and it's all just part of the process.
Well, the guys were making fun of him last week, and Archie, you and I talked about this. They said he got Otani'd last week,
right,
because of that inside pitch that went the other way. And they told me, a couple guys said it was just good to get Clev to smile about it. Yeah, he was frustrated, but they all told him after the game against the Angels, you pitched good enough to win.
Right.
Just a good guy got you a couple times.
Well, he only gave up 3 runs. You know, if you get a little offense sometimes, that's good enough to win.
Otani, put that in your vocabulary.
Yeah. Hey, a few guys will get that too when they face him.
No doubt.
That last fastball looked like it was good enough to be called a strike. It was not. The 2-2 is good enough this time with a breaking ball. 3rd strikeout for Clevenger, 2 down in the inning.
Take a look at the breaking ball on our Nissan pitch tracker. Fills up the space, gets the out. Oh, nice breaking ball early in the game.
Up comes Logan Morrison. Hitless in the series, and Morrison on the year, left-handed hitter now, has batted .181 against right-handed pitching. Wow. Though 14 of his 15 homers have come against right-handers.
Well, that's swing as hard as you can in case you hit it, you know. He ended up, he was, I'm sure, looking for a big free agent deal after last year was over. Had the one good year, but hasn't done a whole lot this year.
Good fastball in there, 2-1. Well, that's where, you know, you got to wonder too, when you're out, when you're a scout, let's say you're a team, you're a scout, or you're just looking to add a free agent. You got a guy like Logan Morrison, he's on your board. You know, your scouts have gone out, you look at what he did last year, but you can't let that be the end all be all. You've got to take the whole picture into consideration if you're going to go chase a guy.
Absolutely. Yeah. If you're going to give him some big money to sign him, and he's going to come to that organization for multiple years, you're absolutely right. You've got to know everything about it. And I'm sure everybody does their homework.
Ramirez makes the catch in the shallow right, and the side is retired. A 1-2-3 second for Clevenger. 1-0 Cleveland. In the first inning, not made by Jake Cave. StatCast AI powered by AWS.
Look at that, 99% catch probability. He broke in. That's where the mistake was made there, and it should have been an out, but it turned into a double. This one, he comes running in on catch probability 47%. I disagree with that. If you're a center fielder, that should be 99% again.
Well, I know this, and I know the catch probability is based on where he starts, the route, all that. When the ball's in your glove, it should be 100%.
Well,
and
yes.
That ball was in his glove, and he dropped it.
I'm giving him a break. I said 99. They both should have been. That should have been 2 outs, no matter how you slice it. It wasn't. The Indians are on the board, and he's hoping, boy, I hope that doesn't cost us, but it's only 1 run. A long way to go.
Melky Cabrera back in the lineup. Hits a ground ball to second base. And Logan Forsythe throws him out 1 down.
Arch, can I ask you a question
Sure
real quick? I've heard Matt ask you this about a fielder wanting the ball hit to him in a big situation. After what Jake Cave went through in the first inning, is he out there wanting the ball hit his way? Or, you know what I mean? What is going through his mind at this point?
I know when Ramirez came up, he didn't, because the first 2 guys tried him and they, he didn't catch it. No, he wants it. He feels bad. You can't hide. And like I said, I think he might have lost or had a tough time picking up the first one. That's why he broke in, and maybe Frankie's swing fooled him. But there's some guys that they don't want the ball hit at them, and they're afraid at times. Good defenders, though, they want it every single time. Hey, errors happen in baseball. Everybody makes them. It's no big deal, and you can't be afraid of making an error. It's going to happen.
You know what's weird is that for an outfielder, he had 3 balls hit to him in the first inning. You can go a whole game and not have 3 balls hit to you.
That's right. And the first one you mess up, and now you're starting to question yourself. Maybe that's what you're asking now. Mentally, he may be a little. Oh my God, what happened? But
stays fair. 2 down. It doesn't take long for self-doubt to creep in.
No, it really doesn't. I mean, you got nowhere to hide. You're sitting out there, and that's why he looked over at Kepler and said, hey, he pointed up there like he didn't see it. Maybe it's an excuse. I don't know, but it's not. They're all not easy. There's something out there.
Well, the first one is understandable. You break in on a ball, you're going to have a tough time making the play. You made a mistake. It's understandable. The second one, when it's in your glove and you look down and then it's not there, that's where you start to question yourself, like, uh-oh, what is going on? Am I in the twilight zone or am I in Cleveland?
Yeah, I give Odorizzi credit. He only gave up the 1 run. They could have had a chance to have a pretty big inning. They did not. Sometimes that pitcher has to pick up his defense because there's a lot of times the defense picks up the pitcher. But I always used to think when you're playing the outfield, and if I get to a ball and I get a glove on it, you should catch it. Whether you're diving for it or whatever, you just feel you should catch the ball. You go that hard, you put that much effort into it. Ground balls are a little tougher.
Like you used to tell me, there are no bad hops in the air.
They're not. Only when you're running on your heels and that ball starts jumping. Unless it hits a bird. And I seen that happen one time.
We saw it happen here and ended the game.
Yes, exactly.
It was Coco Crisp when he was with Kansas City.
We did show that one time this year, I believe.
Yan Gomes draws a 2-out walk to keep the inning alive.
Okay.
Brandon Geyer batting 9th, getting his first start as an Indian in center field, and Andre Knott has more on that.
Yes, you see Brandon Geyer in center field. That's not where he normally is at, but Tito is going to try to see how this fits going forward. He appreciates Brandon when he swings the bat the way he swung it recently, and he also thinks he's a pretty decent athlete, so he wants to see how this fits. Now, for Leonis Martin, he woke up about 3:30 in the a.m., did not feel well, been dealing with a stomach issue for the last 12 to 14 hours, so that's what made this happen. Geyer was told last night he was not playing today. Then he received a text from Tito this morning.
Hey, I told you, Andre, we were talking before the game. I think Geyer's going to have a good time playing center field.
I think so as well, but he told me something that you would play off of well. He says when he was in left field, that was his easiest position. He says when he played a lot of right field, that's been his easiest. But he thinks he's going to like center because the ball doesn't dive and cut on him as much.
It doesn't hook, it doesn't slice. You get a really good look, but just put your running shoes on in case. You may have to cover a little more ground than you do in left and right. But everything's right in front of you, man. It's like watching it on television.
Up and in. He missed 2 balls and a strike. Yeah, I think unless you're one of those super utility guys that's in the starting lineup every day, but you may play a different position. For anybody else, when you move to a different position, it may take a couple of innings just for your eyes to get readjusted to the angle that you're looking at the action from.
You know what, though? It's just a position. You're in that. You're going to get 4 at-bats. You don't care. You go out and you give it your best shot as long as you're in the lineup playing. Doesn't matter. You may get a play. You may get a tough play. You may not. Go out and have fun.
Two on the way. And Geyer pops it up right side of the infield. Forsythe. Inning over. 2 complete. Cleveland 1, Minnesota 0. Just a reminder, if you're enjoying a cold one tonight, to stay tuned later in the game for our Miller Lite Hold True moment. 3rd inning, it's 1-0 Cleveland. Mitch Garver, the number 8 hitter for the Twins, is about to lead it off. Mitch Garver, quite a series. He finished the opener by pitching the last inning for Minnesota because the Indians were up 10-0. Worked a scoreless inning, then came up in his first at bat last night and hit a 3-run homer, and that was the only hit of the game that mattered for Minnesota as they held on for the 3-2 win, and now he's got a base hit his first time up here tonight.
He swung the bat very well against the Indians this year. It's a good low heater away. He takes it right back up the middle, and he'll get the first hit for the Minnesota Twins tonight.
And Jake Cave, his first at bat of the evening. And a fastball strike from Clevenger. Bit outside. And he lines one into right center field. Cabrera holds Garver to second base, and the Twins have their first two aboard to start the third.
Back to bat. This one off the end of the bat a little bit. It's a changeup. You can see it come out of the hands, but it was upstairs a little bit. Enabled him to get it in the air. It falls in. So they're off to a good start here this inning.
And so we go to the top of the order, and Joe Mauer, who struck out his first time up. Twins have batted just .236 coming into tonight against the Indians with runners in scoring position, even though overall they're the fourth best team in the majors in terms of batting average when they have runners in scoring position. Credit the Indians to making good pitches when they've had to.
Well, this is a guy that you have to get. You can see with runners in scoring position, this guy's been lights out. .431 average. And you mentioned he doesn't have an RBI against the Indians this year. You're looking for a ground ball here if you can get it for a double play.
Boy, that was a perfectly placed fastball right on the inside corner to get him ahead in the count 1-2, and that makes Mauer have to be aware of that pitch now too.
See, there it is inside. You lift those hands up, but it's right on the corner. That was you're right, perfect pitch.
Try to get him to fish, he wouldn't do it. He did his first time up.
Yeah, this is a tough guy. It's tough to get him to chase out of the zone. He looks for that ball away. He'll serve it that way. Brantley's playing him like he's a right-handed pull hitter, you know, with the left-hander at bat. You have to make him use his hands to try and force him to pull a ball because he can serve it out to left field with the best of them. There you go. He heated him up.
Just blew it right down the heart with a fastball. His fourth strikeout of the night. One down here in the third.
I like that selection right there. I like the selection. It's his fourth strikeout, and you get Mauer twice. He misses away with the first pitch and comes right down with a good heater. Then goes inside, makes a nasty pitch. He's going to throw the changeup away. He wouldn't chase. Then come back with that heater, and he challenged him, and he just swings right through it. Man, that was not a bad pitch to hit, but he gets the strikeout.
Now Eddie Rosario, who walked in the first inning. And that fastball just off the plate. A career .340 hitter against the Indians.
You know, he closed. You look at that stance as he's closed, and he picked up 2 or 3 pitches that were down and away off-speed pitches that he just hooked to right field last night off Carrasco. So you got to, I mean, this guy doesn't get cheated. You know, you have to make him conscious of that inside part of the plate because he looks like he's leaning well over. He's very comfortable in the batter's box and has been all year against the Indians.
You know, there are some hitters who their swing is just grooved for certain pitches. You'll say sometimes, well, the pitcher just found the barrel of his bat. Rosario's a guy, seems like he can manipulate the barrel to get it to where he needs to, though.
He sure can. That was a great pitch. And
throw down, they almost had him. Boy, that was close. Lindor thinks he did get him.
Well, they'll take a quick peek. They thought they tagged him.
Garver was getting his secondary lead, and
they want to check
behind him. Tito said, we'll challenge.
Yes.
Garver may be out.
Well, you can see Lindor's the one. He told Tito, I got him.
Oh, he sure did.
And there it is on the leg before he got back. They feel like they have him, and there's a good chance.
Yep. Pretty clear.
Well, then that should not take long if he hit him right there after he caught the ball. And Frankie looked right in, and that was a heck of a throw by Yan Gomes, man, from his knees. That was a seed.
You can see the pant leg move, and that's what's going to make this an easy decision for whoever is in New York reviewing the play.
Looks like they already want to take the headsets off. Here we go. Let's go. He is out of there. Great throw. Oh. Look at Lindor right there. See, when your player tells you and he's not, you know, caught up into the emotion of it, he knew right away that he tagged him. Look at Gomes from his knees. Yeah. And that tag was put on, and he's called safe, but it is overturned, baby.
And Rosario lines it into center field. Just what we were talking about.
Look at that. I mean, he ended up going up and out of the strike zone to hit that ball, getting the barrel to it. This guy is just a flat out good hitter. It's elevated. Check it out. Is it a strike? Not even close. That pitch is 6 to 8 inches off the plate. And he just hits it into center field. So how big is that pickoff now?
Sort of like last night, that first hit when he just flicked it through the hole on the left side of the infield when they had the shift on.
What are you going to do? The pitch is not even a strike and he gets a base hit. You got to go, okay.
Jorge Polanco grounded out his first time up, and a curveball strike. The inning started with back-to-back singles, a strikeout, a pickoff, and now the 0-2 is popped up. Should get him out of the inning. Ramirez called off by Lindor. No runs, 3 hits, 2 men left. Middle of the third, 1-0 Cleveland. got the Indians rolling in the 8th with his 28th home run of the year. His 68th run batted in. And our player profile is brought to you by Levin Furniture. Out of the leadoff spot in the order.
How about the leadoff hitters here? Is that awesome? Look at the numbers. I mean, when you look at that home runs, that's scary. Leadoff hitters hitting that many home runs.
Well, we saw Carpenter in St. Louis. He is definitely the real deal. And obviously,
well, you know, Springer is. Jew is having a year.
Betts is having a.
Betts is, yes. There's some really good leadoff hitters. Frankie leads them all in runs scored. Drives himself home an awful lot. He's always he went up early in the year. Remember telling Tito, I want to be a leadoff hitter. I want to make this team go, and he certainly does.
Lost his grip on the bat. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jake Odorizzi, the line on the 2-2, and it's up high, full count. Jake Odorizzi was involved in 2 different trades that led directly to the Kansas City Royals winning the World Championship. Payoff pitch, and Lindor slaps it foul. He was originally signed by Brewers scout Harvey Keene Jr.
Oh, yeah? I did not know that.
And then they traded him to the Royals in the Zach Greinke deal. But the key was the other guys. He also went with Alcides Escobar and Lorenzo Cain.
Right.
Now the payoff pitch. They became obviously a couple of key cogs in that World Championship team. But then later, Arch, he was traded to Tampa in exchange for James Shields and Wade Davis.
Oh my goodness. And Shields went on. He was a big part of that team that year. And Davis, of course,
he was a key piece to the bullpen.
My goodness, yes.
The 3-2. I think Shields was traded before they won it, but he helped a lot of those guys grow, mature. A lot of those pitchers. He was
the veteran that
yes.
took a lot of pressure off of the young pitchers on that staff at the time. Back when he was known as Big Game James.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right. That's 2 teams. He's helped. Not a bad at bat by Lindor, even though it goes as an out.
That's the third baseman Sano with that shift on, who throws him out. 1 away now for Michael Brantley. For our younger fans who may not be aware, the name Harvey Keene still may make the blood boil of some of our older Indians fans.
Oh, with getting traded for Rocky Colavito.
Yeah. Harvey Keene Sr., that is. And then you played against him when he managed the Brewers, but you didn't play for him.
Yes, I did.
You did play for him.
The year I got in '83, that was his last year as a manager.
Okay.
Yes, I played against him when he had Harvey's Wallbangers.
Yeah.
They'd run you crazy. And he was a good manager, and I played for him in 1983.
What was he like? Just a good baseball man?
Guy. Yeah. I mean, he big chewing tobacco. It was the old school baseball guy, just manager back then. And he fit into Milwaukee. He'd go out and tailgate with all the fans and everything in his uniform after games. He would.
Talk about fitting right in.
And he owned a bar in Milwaukee, and he just, he was one of those guys. He was all baseball. It reminded you a lot of like Dave Garcia. You know what I mean? Just a great baseball man.
Brantley with a fly ball to center. Jake Cave navigates his way into making that catch, and there are 2 down.
Well, they only were able to get 1 hit the first time through, and that was sort of a gift hit by Lindor. We'll see if they make an adjustment the second time through.
Jose Ramirez popped up on the infield. His only time up in the first, and the Twins have held him in check. He is 0 for 7 in the series.
Two good pitches. Comes the off speed, the change-ups, and the expanding of the strike zone. He's going to try to.
Down on the dirt. Same pitch.
That's the tough thing about good hitters. When you get them to 2 strikes, it's hard to get that 3rd strike, because if they take close pitches or they foul off tough pitches, if they're going to you borderline and could strike you out. The good hitters have a knack of just fighting things off to live for another pitch.
Sort of goes back to what we were saying before. Guys like Rosario of the Twins, Ramirez here, Brantley, they can manipulate the barrel to get it too. They don't have just one swing plane.
Right.
They'll fight you tooth and nail because of that very reason.
And 0-2 to 3-2. Here we go.
Payoff pitch. Line to left field, a base hit.
That's what we're talking about right there. Came in to throw him a strike, and Jose gave in that time. You don't see him go that way often, to left field for singles. He ends up waiting on the ball, and he's so quick inside, but there's a 2-seam fastball going away. It was elevated, and he did a beautiful job just to stay on it, hit a line drive to left field to keep the inning going. Only the second hit off Odorizzi.
Now with Edwin Encarnacion at the plate, the Twins go to the 3-man shift on the left side of the infield. And it's up high, ball 1. Four runs batted in the series. He had a 3-run homer in the opener.
No, he hasn't hit Odorizzi all that well over his career coming into today. He's now 6 for 38. No, 6 for 37, excuse me. But he has 2 homers, 6 ribbies. And Odorizzi is about average to home plate, delivering that ball to his catcher. So we may see Jose at some point in time take off here, because he's been running all the time.
You said the other night when we were talking about him with the home runs, he's one behind J.D. Martinez for the league lead, and you said, but he's not really somebody you think of as a home run hitter.
I don't
Same
consider
thing goes for stolen bases. You don't think of him as a stolen base guy.
Right.
And yet there he is, top of the leaderboard in stolen bases.
He's right there, right.
There he goes. From his knees, the throw's a good one, but it gets away. And Ramirez is safe. He's going to go to third. And that throw is not in time either. Stolen base and an errant throw. And he's in scoring position with 2 down. Just 90 feet away.
Yeah, and again, Garver had to throw from his knees because he got such a good jump. He's been running all the time now. He goes head first, and that ball, it looks like he knocks it out of the glove of Polanco, and it gets away, and he goes all the way, the second baseman, Forsythe, that knocks it out. Nope, never caught it. Never caught the ball. Gets by him. So you get the stolen base for Jose. He's 27, and the error. The error is on Garver, the catcher.
Before the game, Ramirez was presented with the Heart and Hustle Award for the Indians.
And there was a lot of heart and hustle into that stolen base and getting a third.
And this isn't to say that there aren't other players that embody that same spirit. But you get that from Jose Ramirez each and every night.
Yes, you do. He plays every day. I mean, you get the same effort. I mean, the guy plays almost every inning of every game. He is truly what you call that everyday player, man. It's tough to get him out of the lineup.
The 1-2 to Encarnacion. A nice backhanded stab by Garver.
See, now that would be where you pay off the hustle there if a ball was to get back to that screen where you score a run. Look at that, was a lucky backhanded play. He did a nice job to hold on to it. Most of the times that doesn't stick in the glove.
Jake Odorizzi has already made 61 pitches, 35 of those for strikes. Up high, full count.
Going to try and make a nasty pitch here and see if he can get Edwin to chase.
To third. Sano backs up. Long throw. High. But in time. And the inning is over. No runs, a hit, a man left. We've played 3. It's Cleveland 1, Minnesota nothing. We hope that just a little less than a year from now we'll have a night just like this for the Midsummer Classic. We're joined now by Indians owner Paul Dolan. How excited are you, first of all, for the organization to get a chance to show off this beautiful ballpark next summer?
Well, first thing is we need a week like this.
That's true.
It's a week-long thing. It's not just one night. But we're very, very excited about the prospect of being the host of All-Star Week here in Cleveland. It is, next to hosting the World Series, it is the biggest baseball event there is. And having been in Washington, you see the excitement around it. It is like playoff baseball.
Now, did you attend the game here in 1997?
No, I did not. I feel like I'm one of those people who saw Alomar's home run and says I was there.
Yeah.
But I don't think I know I was not there.
The 0-2 to Sano, and he yanks one down the left field line. That's just inside the chalk for a base hit. And he'll go to second base with a leadoff double. A lot of people are commenting on the All-Star Game logo. How does that work? Does the team have input? Is that something that's put together by Major League Baseball?
It's put together by Major League Baseball. Our input was thematic. And they were coming to us with ideas around city skylines and ballparks, which is a traditional look. And we said, no, we would like to see something that celebrates more of our rock and roll fame and heritage. And they came back with that, and we're very excited.
Yeah, it looks nice. I think it's very cool.
Certainly unique. For those of us who remember the 1997 All-Star Game, you know, from a work standpoint, covering it, it has really changed over the years. What can fans expect from, as far as, you know, what you experienced in Washington, that will be different from 97? There's more events now.
Well, yeah, that's arguably the biggest thing, is that it'll start on Friday or Saturday of the weekend before, with various games being played here and stuff that maybe not necessarily fan engagement, but there's more community involvement there. It's an opportunity for baseball and for us to invest in the community. So there'll be some baseball programs, youth baseball programs that we'll fund, and you'll see something around that. The Futures game on Sunday. There's usually a celebrity game, and they're still working on the programming, but it'll literally be a week.
Fly ball toward left. Brantley going back, still going back, and looking up, playing it off the wall. Sano's going to be able to score to tie the game. And Logan Forsythe with an RBI double off the wall and left. He's tied it up.
I was looking to see that ball come down. I didn't really see it hit anything. Just watch Brantley play it, and I was looking at an umpire to see if it did go or clear the fence. He hung a breaking ball. Club knew it was going to hit well. But you see Brantley out there. It goes right off the auxiliary scoreboard. He plays it in, and it's another double. We have a tie ball game. Do you think there's anything that, when you say there's maybe functions around that they can incorporate League Park into that? Anyway,
oh, I'm sure they will. I'm sure that there'll be activities.
That would be great, wouldn't it?
I no doubt that there'll be activities throughout the week at League Park. I would presume that'd be a focal point.
You know what's amazing is that League Park technically didn't host an All-Star game. You know, the 4 All-Star games at the old stadium, the one here in '97, but League Park did host that Addy Joss benefit game, which a lot of people point to as maybe the genesis for the first ever All-Star game, which wasn't until a number of years later.
Which would give us our 7th All-Star game.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But even with 6, we're the leading franchise for hosting All-Star games, and the city.
That's pretty amazing, isn't it? I mean, when you really think about that.
Well, when you've been around as long as we have,
it helps.
It helps a lot.
Yeah. 1935, I think, was the first game in Cleveland. Back in,
I know 54 they had one.
63, and of course 1981.
81 at the other ballpark, and that took place in August after the baseball strike in 81. In 97, and the ballpark's still looking beautiful for him. And this year, even as what's it, 25, 26 years old.
Actually, be 25 with this the next year, and it's holding up nicely. It looks great, and I think that is one of the many reasons why we got it.
Clevenger, the 1-2 to Morrison. He reached for it. Lindor will scoop it up, and there are 2 down as Forsythe moves to third base. 1997 Midsummer Classic. The moment we'll never will forget, those of us who were around to see it. Sandy Alomar, the hometown hero, the first ever player to win the MVP in the town that he played for as the host city.
That was Sandy's year. We talked about it a little bit last night. That was his special year all the way around, hitting, catching, and a World Series year for the Indians.
And being in D.C. for the All-Star game this year, we saw Bryce Harper win the home run derby. And the excitement of watching the hometown guy win it, it felt like World Series excitement.
Maybe we'll get Jose Ramirez in the home run hitting contest next year. How about that?
I happened to be with the commissioner during that. He looked at me afterwards and said, I want 2 Indians in the home run derby. So we'll see who it is.
I want to join in. I know a shortstop that said he's already talked about what side he would hit from if he's in it.
And what side would that be, right or left?
He said left if it's at this park. He says as much as he loves this park, hitting right-handed and trying to hit home runs out the left field may be a tough job in a home run derby.
Twins tied at 1. Middle of the 4th. We'll continue with Indians owner Paul Dolan right after this. Ramirez was presented with the Heart and Hustle Award, and then he went out and showed you exactly why they gave him that award during the game with a base hit, and then runs headlong into second with a steal, sees the ball get away, and then bolts for third.
Yeah, there's the heart and there's the hustle right there. All in one play, and he certainly deserves it.
We're with Indians owner Paul Dolan. Francisco Lindor has become a great ambassador for the game of baseball, but Jose Ramirez is not far behind him in winning over the hearts of many of the fans here in Cleveland.
Well, how could he not, given the historic performance he's giving, but just the energy, the heart and hustle that he demonstrates on a day in and day out basis has clearly won over our fans.
Well, they're two legitimate MVP candidates this year, without a doubt.
Yeah, being able to watch those two play. I remember watching Vizquel and Alomar thinking we'd never see two infielders together like that. And I think we are.
Yeah.
There's no question. And that's right. They could even be better.
You were a fan before your family bought the team. Are you still able to be that little kid who was a fan of this team when you watch Ramirez and Lindor play, or do you sit back and look at it more from a business standpoint and say, boy, I hope they don't get hurt. Boy,
well, there's that. There's clearly that. But you do as a fan as well. It definitely, it's really guys like that do bring out the fan in you, because it is a business and you do get caught up in that element of it. But when you have the privilege to watch guys like that play, you can just enjoy them day in and day out. And that, whether you own the team or you're a fan of the seats, it's the same. You're just lucky to see them.
Yeah, and so are we, because they don't come around that often. Guys like that.
Yonder Alonso sends a fly ball left center field. Rosario and Cave, and it'll be Rosario for out number one. Well, in addition to the All-Star game, which has certainly created a lot of excitement here in Cleveland, just a week or so ago, you were in Cooperstown for the Hall of Fame induction of Jim Thome. What was that experience like for you?
That was fabulous. I've been to Cooperstown a number of times, but it was my first induction. And to do it for a guy like Jim Thome was really one of the highlights of my experience as being involved in the game. And it's just an idyllic place, and Jim is just, if there's such a thing as a perfect Hall of Famer, it's Jim Thome.
Yeah, because of the humility, and yet the wide-eyed excitement that he displayed too.
And the way he went about it too, he prepared for it like he was a player.
Yes, he did.
Like he was as a player. And he did a fabulous job with his acceptance speech. And it was just, everybody there was just so happy for him. It was great to be with him.
And you guys had a tent there for one night, and I understand you did a nice job as well, giving a toast to Jimmy.
I had the privilege of toasting Jimmy, which was really, really fun to do. And very easy to do.
Yeah.
When you got somebody like Jim Thome to celebrate. But we had a nice evening where a lot of the people that were involved in his career, both with the Indians and elsewhere, came together, and for one purpose.
We were watching from afar, but Matt was there with you, so that he shared it with us. It was a great weekend.
I thought it was like a high school baseball reunion. It just felt like all these people from different generations and different eras were all back for one reason, as you said, to celebrate Jim. And everybody had a great time.
Well, Andrea Thome told me it was like a wedding reception, but we liked everybody there. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. I don't know.
The 2-2. And a foul back. Well, what are your thoughts on the job Chris Antonetti and Mike Chernoff and the front office did as far as going out, identifying where they could make the team better at the trading deadline?
Oh, they did a fabulous job because they did it kind of our way, in that they fixed the problem we have this season, but they did it with a longer view because those problems would have only gotten worse in the following years. I mean, Hand and Simber should be will be with us for a long time, and we'll need them. And Martin he's a nice center fielder.
Yes, he is. He's a very good defensive
He made a catch the other
fielder.
night watching him run. He made it look easy.
Yes, he did.
It was pretty sweet to watch.
Jake Cave makes a nice catch on Melky Cabrera's line drive for out number 2.
So that helps us a lot now and will help us for a couple years.
Well, and that's the toughest thing I think about baseball now, with the movement that you can have with players. You've got to, secure them. When you're a mid-market team, you can't go out and sign all the big free agents. So you've got to draft, develop, call up, and you got to hit on your trades and everything you do.
Right. And you have to take chances, obviously, because Mejia is we may look back 4 years from now, why in the world did we trade Francisco Mejia? But we know right now why we did, and hopefully it pays dividends. The same way the deal we made with Miller.
You have to give something up to get something in return.
Sheffield's knocking on the door in New York, and Clint Frazier has been close as well, but they haven't done it yet.
Right.
And we've been to the 7th game of the World Series because of Miller.
Right.
Do you buy into the idea that there are windows for teams and organizations? Or does it frustrate you when you hear people say, boy, if they don't win this year, the window's closing?
Well, because I don't necessarily agree that the window's closing, but the concept of it being cyclical is a fair one. We're cognizant of it. We know, based upon contracts and just the cycle of a player's career, that there are times when we're going to be competitive and times when we're not. And our goal always is to extend that time when we're competitive, and that's why deals that we made with multi-year control on guys like Hand and Simber and even Martin, extend the window or the cycle, however you want to say it.
Well, that's true, because pretty much the pitchers are locked in, and that's the number one thing right there. The rotation, that's the toughest thing to do.
Yeah, no question, and that's our foundation for the next few years. Well, it's been our foundation for the last couple of years, and should work for us for a while yet.
1 ball, 2 strikes, the count on Jason Kipnis with 2 down here in the home half of the 4th. Shattered his bat. I find it funny that I'm starting to read now where people are saying, well, we really need to look at how they do postseason now. The Central Division's so bad. It wasn't that long ago the Central Division was one of the best in baseball, going to the World Series year after year.
4 out of 5 years.
And now you have a down cycle, as you said, and everybody said, we need to redo all the playoffs.
Right. No, it's just exactly right. It's cyclical. We happen to be the beneficiaries of it right now, that we have this nice cushion because the other 4 teams in our division are in some stage of rebuilding, and maybe for a year or 2 more. But yeah, we should not revamp our postseasons just because of one division's circumstances.
Everybody wants change. I mean, now.
Kipnis has a new piece of lumber, looks at a pitch up high 2-2. The one I keep hearing is that if the Yankees are a wild card team and they lose the one game, we're going to want to change that.
Of course. Oh yeah, with the number of wins, or let's take the top teams and forget division winners anymore.
The 2-2 popped him up on the infield. Sano, he's bigger than everybody else. He'll take it.
Big boy gets it.
Paul, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate your time.
Glad to be here.
Thanks, Paul.
Indians owner Paul Dolan with us. 1-1 through 4 in Cleveland. Kia Sorrento, the perfect getaway vehicle. Visit KiaDealers.com to learn more. And by Levin Furniture. For the best deals on furniture and mattresses, shop Levin's. One, top of the 5th. Jake Cave going to lead off for the Twins, then the top of the order for Minnesota. Mike Clevenger has given up 1 run on 5 hits. That run came last inning. But the Indians, just like last night, not much doing offensively. They have 1 run on 2 hits.
And this is against a guy that has a 9 ERA against him this year in 3 starts.
And that run was pretty much a gift run in the first.
Yes, it was. Well, for Clev, just hold it tight. Keep it close.
Line towards center field, and Brandon Geyer makes the catch. Check in with Gabriella Cruz to see what's going on here at Progressive Field.
Thanks, guys. Well, August 17th, it is a Friday, and Sugardale Dollar Dog Night is back at Progressive Field. We want you to get here early so you can enjoy the pregame in the district and enjoy an Indians yard flag brought to you by Progressive. We want you to stick around postgame, too. We got a lot of fun with a Jim Tomey fireworks display that's brought to you all by Pierre's. So there's just one thing left to do. Get your tickets on Indians.com or use the ballpark app. Back to you, Rick and Matt.
Thanks, Gabriella.
Clevenger's worked over Joe Mauer tonight in the first 2 at-bats.
There's a ball hit to left. Brantley. 2 down. Well, this homestand comes to an end tomorrow. It's a 1 o'clock start. Corey Kluber, Jose Barrios, the matchup. Doesn't get much better than that. That's a pretty star-studded event. Indians Live begins our coverage at 12:30. First pitch just after 1 right here on Sports Time Ohio, or streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Indians will hit the road for 6 and then right back home. But it'll be a brief homestand when they return. Tell you what, the weather forecast tomorrow is spectacular. So if you don't have plans or if you're free, come on down and join some afternoon baseball tomorrow as the Indians and Twins wrap up this series in the homestand.
I remember our last Wednesday getaway day, or Thursday, whatever it was here. We had a heck of a crowd.
Yeah. Slowly chopped towards first. It did. And the Twins go 1, 2, 3. Halfway through, tied at 1. It was 79 degrees at game time. A welcome cool down to some of the hot and humid conditions.
You know what I
we've
don't
had.
like about now? Starting to get darker a little bit earlier every day. I like it when it stays about 9:15.
Yeah, you're right. Slowly, summer is starting to fade away.
Yes, it is. School will be starting soon.
Oh, man. Jan Gomes walked in the second inning, leads off here in the bottom of the fifth and takes ball one.
Gomes had a good at bat. He walked in his first at bat. Jan coming back. He'll probably get the day game off tomorrow after just coming back with the hamstring issues or the knee.
Yeah, he had a base hit in his last at bat last night. Hard smash to third, kind of ate up Miguel Sano. He's hitting 6 straight games, but I agree with you. Usually Tito is somewhat judicious with playing time when a guy's had a little bit of an injury.
He did say he'll play 3 out of the 4 games. He wasn't sure what day he'd get him off, so I would assume it's going to be tomorrow.
Tito was glad, guys, that he had that play. He said, you know, when it happened, he kind of held his breath, but it was good to see him run through the bag. And he said that was just a testament to how well he took care of himself during that little period of time that he was out, because he said he had no ill effects from running down the, and he said it was wet. That was just something he didn't want him to do. But he said he came out with flying colors last night. So you guys are probably right.
It's a rarity, Andre, but occasionally it does happen.
Yeah, right. That's true. Occasionally. We'll be wrong. We'll get back to normal.
Well, one thing we didn't see coming was Jake Odorizzi pitching as well as he has tonight. Line drive, base hit in the right field.
I'll tell you what, that's he's been up at the plate twice and he's handled himself beautifully both times. That's a nice swing. You can see where Morrison way off the line, and he gets a fastball up and just stayed right on it. Nice swing, looking at it all the way. That's well done. Third hit now for the Indians. So there's their leadoff man aboard, and usually this is where Odorizzi really falls apart, is the third time through the lineup.
Yeah.
Hitters are hitting 372 and he's given up 12 homers, so I'm sure Mahler will keep
it's no
a close
surprise
eye.
the bullpen is going to get
is.
loose. Yeah.
You know, most he's pitched 6 innings and he's done that 7 times, but he knows, so he's going to have his bullpen up and throwing. He won't let it last long. It's a tie game.
Geyer homered in the series opener. In over his last 34 games, he's hit .283. So as he has rounded himself physically into shape, he has been much more productive at the dish. Tries to get the bunt down. He does, and Sano misplayed it. He went to grab a bare hand and it clicked off of his thumb and into foul ground.
He made a mistake there. There's no reason to try and barehand it. You get the out. He wasn't going to get a guy at second base. He had time to either catch that ball. He's going to get a hit with this, is Geyer, but that's a mistake made by Sano. Look at the spin on it. Why do you go with your bare hand? Get in front of it, catch it, throw it to get an out. He doesn't do it, so he opens up the inning now for the Indians. So I got to say that, you know, Odorizzi, his defense hasn't helped him out one bit tonight.
No, that's, as you said, that's a questionable decision by Sano.
Yeah, you got to use your glove. That ball has spin when you're bunting the ball, and you can see it took off on him.
At worst, you just let it go. It was going to go foul the way it was spinning.
Well, let's see if the Indians can take advantage of the help.
Lindor takes a fastball for a strike. 90 pitches now for Odorizzi, and right-hander Trevor May up in the Minnesota bullpen. And another fastball. Got a piece of it, but he's in the hole. 0-2. First time since the first inning that the Indians have had two men on base at the same time.
Well, the bottom part of the lineup setting the table here in the bottom of the fifth.
This is going to be interesting here. Ahead in the count, you figure Odorizzi's going to go to not necessarily nibbling, but he's not going to give him anything good to hit. So how patient can Lindor be?
That is the question.
And will he try to go outside of the zone to try to be a good bad ball hitter here?
No reason to. He'll let you back into the count. You know, this is where if he could like foul off a couple pitches, you know, sooner or later, he knows this is his last inning, period. They've got the bullpen up, and he will not finish after this inning, I would think, unless something miraculous happens.
He may not make it through this inning. Checked, it was up high. He did not go. 2-2.
There's the teaser to try and get him to swing out of the zone. Frankie knows he's choking up a little bit. He's going to play a little pepper.
Gomes at second, Geyer at first. And he pops him up, foul, back toward the dugout, out of play.
It took Odorizzi 50 pitches to get through this lineup the second time.
Very similar to what we saw in the first game of this series with Kyle Gibson. Remember, he zoomed through the order the first.
Yeah.
Second time it was twice as many pitches.
Right, he had a ton of work.
Odorizzi 2-2 and breaks his bat. One hopper, it's bobbled. Forsythe throws it low. They get the force at second. Well, that had the makings of a complete debacle, but they end up getting an out. First and third, one away.
Yeah, he didn't catch it cleanly. I don't know. Maybe they had a chance at a double play, but he didn't field it cleanly. But he stayed with it. Didn't panic. Just get that guy at second base. They had to get an out, and they do get one.
And Michael Brantley will be the batter. Brantley 0 for 2. But it was his fly ball to center field that was dropped in the first inning that helped lead to a run. Fly to center in the third. And he looked frustrated after that at bat. And rarely do you see him display any kind of emotion on the field like that. It was hard to tell at the time if that was a frustration with his own swing, the way he passed at the ball, or the fact that he maybe swung at a pitch he didn't want to swing at. Trying to get him home from third. That's the go-ahead run. Brantley, the 6th best home batting average in the American League coming into tonight. Batting .343 here at Progressive Field. And coming into tonight, he was 4 for 6 in the series.
Lindor called timeout to smooth the dirt over there where he is running at first base, so he may be thinking about taking off as well.
Oh, what a block by Garver. That one was way out in front of the plate, and sometimes we've seen it, catchers just hope that it hits some part of their body when it bounces that far out in front.
Yeah. He did a nice job of just letting it come to him. There's not much you can do in that, especially when you're throwing that pitch a foot out in front of the plate. I don't know if that was a fastball or was an off-speed pitch, but you rarely see fastballs bounce.
98th pitch of the night, and a weak ground ball hit towards short. The throw to first is just in the nick of time to get Brantley, but he'll pick up his 60th run batted in on the year as Gomes scores the go-ahead run, and it's 2-1 Cleveland.
Just off the end of the bat for Michael. Only play was going to first base. Wasn't hit hard enough, so they get the out, but the Indians get the run and take a 2-1 lead. Voda reason can get out of here and keep it to where it is. At a 2-1 game, it would be a nice job on his behalf. Because they were trying to give him an out, and the defense didn't take it.
Ramirez had a 2-out single in the third. A 2-out hit here could give the Indians another run.
At bat, I don't, with the base hit he got his last at bat, taking him the other way. He's had a little more success against Encarnacion in his career than he has Ramirez. But he's a veteran, he's been around, and we'll see if Paul Molitor is not going to give him a free pass, and we'll see if he's going to swing. But right now, I think about it.
Throw back, and Lindor's in there safely.
Hey, that close. And Lindor did that to the Twins earlier, a couple innings before. And they caught Garver, as a matter of fact, so he says, all right, you get them. Oh, he was waiting for him to throw it back. Frankie was going to go to third. He was trying to lull him to sleep there. Did you see him?
Mm-hmm.
He had to hustle to get back. Just pitching around him here, and Ramirez is not swinging it. I'm surprised they just don't go ahead and put him on. See,
I think they just did.
Yeah, well, I mean, don't waste your time. He's not going to swing.
So after missing with 3 pitches, ultimately it is an intentional walk. By the way, Francisco Lindor with that run scored in the first, that gives him 98 runs scored on the year, and he is right there on pace to maybe break Earl Averill's franchise record of 140 runs scored back in 1931.
It's crazy.
Cleveland Clinic call to the bullpen has been made. Jake Odorizzi does not survive the 5th inning here tonight. He will not factor, or I should say he is on the hook for the loss, as the Indians have taken a 2-1 lead. Our mid-game recap brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. It's been unconventional. Let's leave it at that. A sac fly got the Indians' first run home in the first. Logan Forsythe, the traditional RBI double, got the Twins even in the fourth. And then the Indians, with an RBI groundout, have taken a 2-1 advantage here in the fifth. What you didn't see is in that first inning, there were 2 miscues by center fielder Jake Cave that literally handed the Indians their first run.
Right.
And here in this inning, a miscue by Miguel Sano helped set it up once again.
Yeah, exactly. But you know, the Indians, they take it. They have a 1-run lead. And Edwin again with a chance with 2 outs to add to it. Trevor May
taking over for Jake Odorizzi, who will have to watch the rest of this one. He went 4 2/3 innings and made 101 pitches.
May coming back. He had Tommy John surgery. He missed some time, and didn't he have his first appearance against us after coming off the list? He was in the minor leagues working, and he made his appearance the last time we were in Minnesota. Back into the big leagues.
Edwin pulls it foul, and a count 0-2. Yeah, he did. It was July 31st. That was his first game back against the Indians.
I remember when this guy came up in his first few starts in the big leagues. Big guy, threw hard.
Fastball up and away. Lindor breaks for third. Ramirez is off for second, but it's a routine fly ball to right to end the inning. Indians take the lead, 2-1 Cleveland through 5.
Merchandise will be available at Progressive Field team shops. Choose from an exclusive array of apparel, headwear, and novelty items. Something for everyone. You can be the first to get your hands on 2019 All-Star gear. It's a 2-1 Indians lead now.
And it will be Jorge Polanco to lead off for Minnesota. To short, Lindor will have to hurry. And it's a close play. Bang, bang, got him by a whisker. One down for Miguel Sano.
Yep, it was close, but good hustle, but he still got you.
Third baseman, Miguel Sano.
Sano doubled and scored in the 4th inning. Mike Clevenger now at 75 pitches on the night. And 51 of those have been strikes.
Yeah, he's thrown the ball well tonight. Back in the 3rd inning, they had 3 hits in the inning, but it was the play. They had 1st and 2nd and nobody out. The play by Gomes to pick off Garver at second base loomed large.
Yeah.
Because
they ended up with 3 hits in the inning.
Yeah, Rosario ended up getting the base hit after they picked him off second base. So he was able to get out of that inning.
Well, he's retired 6 in a row. And a breaking ball towards third is foul. Sano 9 hits in his last 27 at bats. But his double in the 4th, the only hit he has in this series. Chased one, and that'll be strikeout number 5 for Clevenger. 2 down here in the 6th. And that's 7 in a row retired by Clev. Time now for a game break with Al Pulowski.
All right, Matt, Rick, let's head down to Miami where the St. Louis Cardinals are taking on the Marlins. Top of the 6th, 1-1 tie is broken. Thanks to Matt Carpenter, his National League leading 31st home run of the season. He continues on that tear, and St. Louis has added another run. So they're up 3-1, bottom of the 7th inning in Miami. And how about Matt Carpenter?
Well, we were just talking earlier about leadoff guys hitting a bunch of home runs, and Carpenter's
All
right
these
there.
guys that aren't that big and muscular, these littler guys are hitting it out of the ballpark, man.
Carpenter has sort of a unique swing too. Kind of looks like he just sort of leans back and just.
But I'll tell you what, he does not play in that's not a friendly home run hitting ballpark in St. Louis. That's a pretty fair ballpark.
Yeah.
I mean, for pitching and everything. It's a lot like Kansas City.
Guys, you know the best part about the Carpenter thing? I read a story last night after he hit another one, and he said, I'm surprised by this as well. I never meant to be this type of player, tried to be this player. He's just in a good groove, and he's riding it out.
Yeah. Boy, is he ever.
And started off slow, if you remember.
Kepler high in the air, shallow right in comes Melky Cabrera. 8 straight retired by Clevenger. 2-1 Cleveland, middle of the 6th. the best deal in the house. Why? First drink's on us. But you can only get the tickets online. Indians.com/district ticket. Drink rails and left, the corner and right. It's the spot to be. Look at them packed in there, having a great time.
It's always packed. And a good time is right.
Just your average Wednesday night in August. It's always a weekend in the district, though.
That's a good slogan for it.
The 0-1 is swung out and missed. Alonso robbed of a hit in the first on a nice play by Kepler in right field. Fly to left in the 4th inning. Strike 3 called.
I think Alonso was walking back before that ball even went into the catcher's glove. He just couldn't pull the trigger on it.
First strikeout of the night for Minnesota pitching. Injury report brought to you by the attorneys at Elk & Elk. Robbie Grossman put on the DL with a hamstring injury. Matt Belisle, who was rocked in the series opener, has a right knee problem. And Kelvin Herrera, who came over from Kansas City to the Nationals, has a shoulder injury.
Ball boys took the night off. They made the umpire go get it.
They're on break. It's a union thing. 1-0 pitch and a foul back. Elevated fastball, and it's 1-2. Ripped to right field. 5th hit of the night for the Indians. Cabrera with his first hit of the evening.
He was ready for that fastball with 2 strikes. He opened up and watch, it's a bullet to right field. Maybe cheated a little bit, looking for that fastball again. So the first hit for Milky tonight. It's the 5th for the Indians.
Rajay Davis will come on and pinch run for Cabrera.
2 things: defense, pinch run. That's usually what Tito does. You have the lead. This part of the ball game.
Figure with 1 out, he's going to try to go early in the count here.
Well, we will see. Let's check out May's move. I'm sure they have an idea what it's all about.
Kipnis 0 for 2, grounded out in the 2nd inning and popped up on the infield to end the 4th. Oh, that one hit Davis, and now Morrison runs into him 3 times.
It's all right. He's going to get second base regardless.
Yeah, Adrian Johnson was like pointing.
Yeah, roller derby, man. They cut off the jam. And Raj wanted to go to second, thinking he wants to go to third, but watch Morrison cut him off at the pass. Here it is. It gets the arm of Davis. There it is. Boom. Boom. They're bumping, going down there, but Davis goes in. That's the 3rd error now for the Minnesota Twins tonight.
Was it the Bay City Bombers? Yeah, the Bay City Bombers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We were talking about that when we were out in the Bay Area.
Yeah.
The Bay City Bombers. Mike Segge's listening. He knows. He's got the names down pat. He'll text it to you in a second.
He knows the starting lineup.
Yes, he does. He'll text it to you shortly, I guarantee it. As a matter of fact, he brought the names up on the bus. So.
Yes, he knew.
Yes, he did. It rang true because we knew what he was talking about.
Jason Kipnis 0 for 2.
It's a good curveball. Is it Jack O'Connell or something like that, I think?
The New York Dynamite.
I remember the Bombers, the Bay Area Bombers.
Fouled right back. Dale Milano and Ash Tabula checking in, says Joni Weston.
Yeah, Joni, that's right. Joni, thank you. I knew somebody was going to get to you. I remember Joni Weston now.
Ball in the dirt. Up and in, spun him out of the way. And a full count.
All right. Kip, get back in, get your toe hold. Full count, get yourself a base hit. Now, this is a fastball he has to get out of the way. That's right up at your right shoulder. Now would be a perfect time for a base hit after that pitch.
The payoff. And he struck him out. Running away, and that's the second strikeout for Trevor May. 2 down here in the 6th.
Watch the movement on this pitch going away. It was off the dish, and I think he wanted to get a hit because that would have been ball 4. It was off the plate.
So with 2 down, Yan Gomes to the plate. He walked in the 2nd, singled and scored the go-ahead run in the 5th. Hits are even at 5 apiece. Almost hit him, just missed.
And he wasn't going to move because that ball wasn't that hard. That ball slipped.
Rajay Davis in scoring position. Upstairs 2-1. Boston putting it to Tampa or to Toronto tonight, 8-2 up in Canada at the Rogers Center. Red Sox going for win number 81. Here's the 2-1, and Gomes with a ground ball to third. Backhanded by Sano, and a good throw retires the side. 6 complete. Cleveland 2, Minnesota 1. By your local Toyota dealers. Visit buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. And by the injury lawyers at Elk & Elk. Proud partners of the Cleveland Indians. Call 1-800-ELK-OHIO. Indians on top 2-1. Defensively now for Cleveland, Rajay Davis is in the game in center field. And Brandon Geyer moves over to right. Mike Clevenger has retired 8 straight as he goes now into the 7th inning.
Brandon had 1 ball in center field. That was his first start in center field ever. So he had 1 play, made it nicely. Now he's back to right field.
Logan Forsythe doubled in the Twins' only run back in the 4th inning. Mentioned before that Logan Forsythe came over from the Dodgers in the deal that sent Brian Dozier to LA, and didn't have a great year with the Dodgers, but the key to the deal was the prospects, and one of those prospects is a local product. Outfielder Luke Raley came from the Dodgers to the Twins. He's a native of Hinckley, Ohio. Raley went to Highland High School down in Medina County and played at Lake Erie College.
Okay.
So a Division II project was a 7th round pick of the Dodgers back in 2016. And so this young man now has a great opportunity to fly maybe through the Twins organization, and he was
get away from the Dodgers organization and they keep getting guys and more guys.
Yeah, right.
Well, that has
6'3", 220 pounds. He runs well.
That has a lot to do when you're a minor leaguer. Who's blocking your way up at the major league level and throughout the system?
Ground ball hit towards short.
Good pitch.
1 down.
Ran that heater in on him. Didn't let him extend.
T-Mobile built for baseball. Mike Clevenger.
He's pitched well tonight. Good slider, changeup. He's spotted his fastball. He has walked 1. He struck out 5. and 2 times he's been able to get Mauer. So, and you know, again, this offense hasn't really picked him up. The Twins have helped the Indians offense tonight. He's had 13 0-2 1-2 counts, which that's what you like to see. And he's been pretty aggressive going at the hitters. And once again, he's into the 7th inning, allowing just 5 hits. So finish this one off.
Left-hander Brad Hand is getting loose for Cleveland.
About that 5th and 6th inning, a couple of 9-pitch innings. He's been getting better as the game goes on.
Ooh, almost chased after it. A high fastball. Morrison lays off. It's 2-2. Full count. Mike Clevenger told Andre Knott, people want to look at me like a hippie. That's fine. I'll roll with that. He does have sort of a laid back approach to life, but man, when he steps between the lines, nothing could be further from the truth.
They still call people hippies? That's the thing.
Those are his words, not mine. There's a fly ball to center field. Rajay Davis still going back, shy of the wall, 2 down. I think culturally, Clev's a little bit of a throwback.
Yeah.
I think he'd have been right at home.
California boy in the 60s.
He'd have been right at home with flower power and that whole movement. But when it's time to do his job, he takes it very seriously. The competition, all the work that goes into it.
Hey, every year there's something he takes away. You get better and better and better. And we know how long it takes a starting pitcher to, you know, to really get acclimated to the big leagues. It's not an easy thing to do. There's a lot to learn when you go out there and you're commanding the baseball and to pitch into the 7th inning, you know, every 5 days if you can. He had that complete game in Baltimore. You know, he's grown. Here you go. There's your 7 innings.
11 in a row retired by Mike Clevenger. Stretch time in Cleveland. 2-1 Tribe. different schools to the Heisman Trophy winner to the #1 pick in the NFL draft. All the way up, Baker Mayfield follows Indians live tonight on Sports Time Ohio.
Matt McGill coming on for the Minnesota Twins, the 25th time he's appeared in a ball game. Record 2-2. 39 strikeouts in his 39 2/3, and Trevor May did a nice job coming on in relief.
Brandon Geyer, Francisco Lindor, Michael Brantley for the Indians here in the 7th.
It was all left-handers coming out of that bullpen last night until we got to
high pop up straight up at the plate.
Well, that thing usually comes back toward the infield or to the pitcher's mound. That thing came down pretty much right where it started. Well, get tickets now for the Incaya Music Festival. That's August 25th and 26th in downtown Cleveland. You can catch performances by A New Order, the Yvette Brothers, SZA, and the Revivalists, Cake, and many more. And if you want to purchase single day or full weekend tickets, go to incaya.com.
Top of the order, Francisco Lindor, who is 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored. Bounced up the gut. Second baseman Forsythe. 2 down. And up comes Michael Brantley, responsible for breaking the tie in the 5th with an RBI ground out. Fastball strike to the outside corner. Two down in the 7th. Indians clinging to a 2-1 lead. Matt McGill. Brantley with a fly ball deep to right. Back is Kepler. And the Indians go 1-2-3. We move on to the 8th. Indians by a run. Brad Hand will be coming on when we come back.
Inning. Welcome back to center field along with Jensen Lewis. I'm Al Pulowski. That brings Brad Hand into the game. But Mike Clevenger tonight, Jensen, he had a strong pitching performance.
No, he certainly did. 11 straight he retired to finish his outing, and now Brad Hand looks like just getting the work that he needs to after a few days off. But give the Indians defense credit behind Mike Clevenger. He worked out a couple of jams. Hopefully the offense can add on after a quick 1-2-3 inning for Mr. Hand.
And join us after the game for Indians Live. It's brought to you by Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care. Back upstairs we go for the call. Here are Matt and Rick, fellas.
Hopefully it won't be in the dark.
Exactly.
We'll shed some light on
Light
it
them
after
up.
the game.
Light them up. All right, we go to the 8th, and here it is. Brad Hand on for the Indians in relief of Mike Clevenger, who went 7 strong innings, retiring the last 11 in a row.
Yeah, very good night for Cleb.
And the pitch is outside for ball 1. Jake Cave singled in the 3rd. Flied out. I'm sorry, we got a pinch hitter for Jake Cave. Johnny Field.
Seven games with the Indians. This is game number 8. 8 innings of work, couple earned runs, 3 saves.
Minnesota picked up Johnny Field off the waiver wire from Tampa just 5 days ago. He went to AAA Rochester, played 2 games there, and then bang. Here he is with the Twins now in Cleveland. He pinch hit in the series opener and flied to deep center field. Swung out and missed. Down goes Field. Time now for our Miller Lite hold true moment.
What a play in this inning. It turned out to be a big one as Lindor, after he tagged him, he realized he was out before he got to the base. And they reviewed it and they said, yes, you are out. Great throw by Yan Gomes.
And as you said, that turned out to be a huge play because Rosario ended up getting a base hit, probably would have scored a run.
You would think so. You know, and in this 2-1 game, and what it shakes down to right now, it's been the difference in the defense. Minnesota's giving the Indians a run, and the Indians were able to take one off the board. The Twins with 3 errors on the night.
Nice breaking ball, but I guess not close enough to get a strike called. 2-0. Broke his bat. Rajay racing in, but just can't get to it. Ball died with nothing behind it after the lumber shattered. And the tying run aboard with 1 out here in the 8th for Minnesota.
Yeah, 2-0 count. He was going to take it all away and go after it, but he just broke his bat, so there was nothing on it to carry. Falls in as a hit. Mauer's first hit of the night.
Now Eddie Rosario Walked in the first, singled in the third, grounded out in the fifth. And that was a weird play because he hit a little dribbler and it just hugged the chalk right up to the bag at first. And it was an easy play for Alonso.
That's a nice way to get him right there. Stay fair ball.
Foul by Rosario. Been a clutch performer.
He's just a flat out a good hitter. The ball he hit off Clevenger for the base hit after Gomes made that throw was a ball that had to be between 6 inches and a foot outside and up, elevated, that he hit the center field. Last night when he had his 4 hits, he picked up a couple of balls off the ground, breaking ball and changeup from Carrasco that he pulled down in and had a couple of doubles.
Right at the third baseman, Ramirez. Tries for the double play, but Maurer was quick to get back to first. 2 down. Now there's a case where Rosario, maybe his exuberance trying to get that hit, goes out of the zone, and he didn't get anything behind it.
No, he didn't, but I mean, he still put it in play.
Yeah.
I mean, the ball he went to go after instead of swinging and missing that he probably would have been better off. He put it in play, and it was a soft liner to Ramirez. So that's one where you want to foul it off instead of put it in play.
Well, now Jorge Polanco 0 for 3. Bunts it. And it goes foul.
That was a good call.
I thought it was going to hit the bag. It just snuck foul. And Ramirez says, thank you very much. I knew what I was doing.
You know what? He felt that it was going to go foul because he can see the roll. But boy, you know, it was hit hard enough. It hits the edge of that grass, and that's what kicked it foul. So he was dead on, although his heart might have skipped a beat there when he saw it. It came close.
But you know what that plays off of? Remember earlier when Brandon Guyer bunted down the third base line? Posey was sitting right here, and he instantly said that was going to go foul. He played off of watching that play earlier that Sano went after it early, and that's why it didn't go off of that.
Yeah, the difference between those two, this one was hit a little bit harder, but it did. It hit off the grass and went foul. Good call. This is your guy hitting third in the order. Now you're down a run with 2 outs. You want to drive him home or try and find a gap. You don't want to bunt him over or try and get an infield hit.
Now Hand is ahead 0-2. And Polanco
Yeah, the switch hitter, he's much better from the left side of the plate than he is from the right side.
He was 3 for 9 in the series coming into tonight, 0 for 3 thus far. Foul back.
Send out birthday wishes to Paul Sema of North Olmsted, turning 89. Paul, happy birthday.
The 0-2. Slicing out of play. 8-8-18. The date. That's what Tom Boschenek reminded us when we came in. 8-8-88 was the date of the first ever night game at Wrigley Field.
That's right.
And it was rained out.
Because of the lights, huh? We said the baseball gods didn't want
Baseball
them to play
guy
at
said,
night.
no, no, no. Not in my house. The 0-2. And that one fouled off. I just remember what a big deal that was. Of course, it was a different world, 1988, but you know, there was a lot of news attention given. Lights at Wrigley Field? What is the world coming to?
Well, they still play their bulk of games in the daytime.
Yeah.
You know, for every Friday at home is a day game.
The 0-2 once again. This time, did he go? No, says Adrian Johnson down at first. And that gives Polanco new life.
I'll tell you, I liked about the home plate umpire. Watch how quickly he asked for help. He looked and just points over there. And that's what sometimes when you get the call. If you wait a second, they never call it, but he was on it in a hurry. And he said, no way.
Swung out and missed. Up the ladder with high cheddar. Second strikeout of the inning for Brad Hand. And it remains 2-1 Cleveland, middle of the 8th. And may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Indians. Breaking ball strike by Matt McGill as we start the bottom of the 8th. Jose Ramirez singled, stole a base, stranded at third back in the 3rd inning. He was intentionally walked his last time up. Called a strike. I don't know. Ramirez begs to differ. Johnny Field stays in the game in center.
Oh, that was way out in front of the plate. See if Jose can work his way back into a count. He was down earlier. 0-2 when he got a base hit earlier in the game.
2-2. There's a long drive, deep right field. If it's fair, it's gone. It is a foul ball.
Oh, my goodness. I thought that one was... I mean, it could not have been foul by much or fair. He drilled this ball down the line, and it was up at the top of the pole, and you could see about a foot, maybe.
I don't think those people in the bar saw it coming. That's a long way out there.
That's it. Well, you don't expect to see it. And that one was coming hot. No, he went from 0-2 again to 3-2. And after that swing, I don't blame him.
Get ready, folks. Here's the 3-2. Ball 4. Leadoff man aboard for the Indians here in the bottom of the 8th. Recapping the storylines tonight, brought to you by your Ford dealers. Clevenger has pitched well against the Central, and he was very good again here tonight. Jake Odorizzi had not been good against the Indians, but even though he only lasted 4 2/3, he was very good against the Indians.
Yes, he was. His defense let him down.
Yeah, he should have pitched shutout baseball.
Very well could have today.
An unearned run in the first, and then a questionable decision by his third baseman in the 5th helped the Indians take the lead.
Still a lot of pitches with just 4 2/3 innings when you go over 100, 101, I think.
101 and 4 2/3. That's talking 100 pitches an inning. I mean, I'm sorry, 20 pitches an inning. 100 would be excessive. Edwin drove in a run with a sac fly in the first. And he was jumping on that first fastball, but fouls it back.
You can see how McGill's holding the baseball, thinking that Ramirez wants to run here in this situation. Got one earlier in the ball game. He's 3 away from becoming a 30-30 guy.
Edwin hammers one to center. Field on the run will make the catch. And back to first goes Ramirez. That was a line drive, but right in the tracks of Johnny Field, the center fielder. And there are one down for Yonder Alonso, and Paul Molitor's going to
go to the left
of the bullpen.
Absolutely.
Timeout here in the 8th. Cleveland up 2-1. John Gomes started with a base hit and then a bunt by Geyer.
Yeah, this is what flipped the inning right here. There was the spin we were talking about earlier. That ball probably would have been foul. And then a botched double play ball. He didn't pick it cleanly, so it's first and third now. And then you're just going to get a little weak ground ball, not hit hard enough, but the second run will score. And that's where we stand. There hasn't been a lot of offense from either side. Only 11 hits in the ball game by both teams.
Taylor Rogers facing Yonder Alonso, who is 0 for 3 tonight. And he squibs one on third base side, just foul.
Boy, that was close, and you can see that was wide open.
I think it hit in the batter's box in foul territory to start with. In the right-handed batter's box, I think, is where it hit first. That's letting it track deep.
Yes, indeed.
Seattle already played earlier. I don't know if D. Gordon had any steals, but if not, Ramirez would be your new league leader with his 27th in that third inning.
He did not get one.
Oh man, he really slowed that baby down and strikes him out. 2 away.
For the try, center fielder Rodriguez.
There it is. There you see the spin to it, and you're right. He took a lot off of that breaking ball. Had Alonso out in front. Gets out number 2.
Rajay Davis will be the batter. His first trip to the plate tonight, came on as a pinch runner in the 6th. Jose's off. The throw to first, the throw to second. They got him. The inning is over. And we go to the 9th. Cody Allen coming on when we come back. A fly ball that looked routine was anything but.
Yeah, he broke in and it ended up going over his head, so he gave him a double right there. Then the very next hitter, Michael Brantley, comes in and there's a routine play coming in on. He dropped the ball and Lindor went up, and then a sacrifice fly, and he wasn't that deep. The throw was a little bit off a line. And he scored. That was the first run. So that was gift wrapped in the first inning.
Now Cody Allen will face the 4, 5, and 6 hitters in the ninth. Cody looking for his 22nd save of the year. In the Indians' last 2 save situations, Terry Francona has done exactly what he said he would do when the Indians acquired Brad Hand. The 1-0 to Sano, swung on and missed. On Sunday against the Angels, Cody Allen pitched the 8th because it was right-handed hitters in that inning, and Brad Hand pitched tonight because you had Cole Calhoun, the lefty, Shohei Ohtani, the left-handed hitter, due up. Tonight's just the opposite. The left-handed hitters were up in the 8th. Brad Hand pitched the 8th. And now Cody Allen on for a chance to get the save now here in the 9th with 2 of the 3 men due up, right-handed hitters. So he's looking at matchups as far as how he.
And I mean, it's not that those guys couldn't, go against. I mean, Hand could go against right-handers. Cody could go against left-handers, but he's playing the odds.
Fly ball hit pretty well deep right center field, and Miguel Sano has just tied the game. His 8th home run of the season, and it's a 2-2 ball game. Miguel Sano did not have a hit in the first 2 games of this series, but here tonight he has doubled, he has homered, and he has scored both of Minnesota's runs.
Yeah, and that ball, it stayed up, the breaking ball, even though it was out maybe a little bit off the plate, but it was elevated. His 8th home run. And it's a tie ball game.
Max Kepler on a check swing fouls it back. A little high with that fastball, and it's 1-1. Out of play. Swing and a miss. Cody Allen strikes out Kepler, 1 down. As far as home runs go, Arch, that's now 9 homers allowed by Cody in 46 2/3 innings.
Well, that's the thing about Sano, though. He's a pitch he can handle. He's a big, strong man. He can hit it out of any part of the ballpark.
Fouled right back by Logan Forsythe. He drove in Minnesota's first run with a double back in the 4th inning. The high wire act life of a closer. When you make it to the other side, it looks awfully easy. But rarely do closers navigate their way through an entire season without a few bumps in the road along the way. There just are no more automatics. You think about, obviously the first guy that comes to mind is Rivera, but then base hit to left field for Forsythe. Remember Eric Gagne had that incredible streak of consecutive saves. I don't know if we'll ever see that again. Who knows? Just.
Well, there's rarely do you see like automatics now. There's always action going
drama.
on to those. There always
drama.
is. You're right. I mean, hitters, it doesn't matter. There's always something going on. It's rare do you see it. 1, 2, 3, 9th. Here we go. Nice and simple and easy.
Might have something to do with the fact that, you know, hitters are striking out more than ever, but they're also geared to hit home runs more than ever, too. Every guy in the lineup is geared to try and hit one out. Logan Morrison 0 for 3 on the night. Left-hander Oliver Perez is starting to heat up in the Cleveland bullpen now. Fastball is just a bit high. That one gets away and goes to the backstop, and now the go-ahead run is in scoring position. It looked like a breaking ball that maybe just yanked it.
Yeah. See, Gums went over there. He didn't want to backhand it. He wanted to try and get that glove in front of it so he could, you know, keep it in front. But the ball gets back to the backstop and it'll go as a wild pitch. So now the go-ahead run is in scoring position. Certainly not what you wanted to see there. He pulled that breaking ball.
The 2-0. Eight balls, 8 strikes now for Cody, as he stares down a 3-0 situation with Morrison. Broke his bat. Cody's got it. He's got the runner hung up. He'll go to Lindor.
Give it up.
Go Ramirez.
Get another.
To second. It's close. The call is safe. Morrison barely got in there. But credit Forsythe with staying alive long enough so that Morrison could get himself in the scoring position. But there are 2 down there.
No, they you know what? He did a good job running it down. I think Cody gave it up just a little too soon. You got to make that runner commit one way or the other. You don't want him running to third base. You want him running back to second. But that, in turn, they almost got it. You can see Morrison. Let's see. The foot's there. The toe's on the base. Does he come off? No. Still there. But they're going to check.
Ladies and gentlemen, that previous play now
Unless there's another angle they saw, this might be just one of those, well, we've got nothing to lose, why not challenge it?
Right, it's the 9th inning, you might as well try it. It looked like his foot was on the side of the bag, and he, he kept on. But Cody made a nice job to catch that ball to get in the rundown, because he was going to third base, but he just gave it up just a little too soon. He had to get him to commit to go back to second, not third. But you see, it may look like his foot's not on the base, but it's on the back side of it. And you watch his toe. It's on the base. Even though it doesn't look like it, but it's there, and it never does. It never comes off. And Kipnis kept the tag, right there. Why didn't he slide in a situation like that? Even if they're going to be a play, you got to try and slide. When in doubt, if there's ever a question, always slide.
Boy, think about that, though. It was a 3-0 situation. And Morrison's sitting pretty. And Cody is kind of in trouble right there. If he ends up walking, now you got 2 on, only 1 out. He gets the comebacker. They get the lead guy. Morrison does get the second, but now there are 2 down in the inning. So Mitch Garver will be the batter, I think. Yeah, he's still out there in the on-deck circle. Carl Willis going to go to the mound and talk it over with Cody Allen.
Well, Garver has hit the Indians well, and I think this may be one of the reasons why Carl's talking to him with first base open. This is what he did last night. He was the difference in the ballgame, a 3-run home run. And that's all they needed right there. And he had a big hit against he had a walk-off hit against the Tribe back in Minnesota. So he swung the bat well against them. So they're, I'm sure, talking about him right here. You have Field on deck.
Garver singled his first time up tonight. Has flied out, grounded out since then. Cody Allen checks on Morrison at second base. That's the go-ahead run now for Minnesota. And it's a fastball outside, 1-0. Cody takes a long look in. Fastball, top of the zone. And it's 2-1. Way off the plate. 3 balls and a strike. Missed outside, ball 4. It looked like if he was going to beat him, they were going to make him go out of his comfort zone, maybe go fishing for one.
Yeah,
now,
he wasn't going to throw him a strike. They just didn't walk him intentionally. He just pitched around him.
Johnny Fields called back for a pinch hitter, and A-Ray Adrianza will bat.
And he's a switch hitter. He's better from the right side of the plate than the left side of the plate. He's a 297 hitter from the right side, 223 hitter from the left. And 1 for 6 is a pinch hitter on the year.
Ball 1 to Adrianza. There's a fastball in the zone, 1-1. Down and in. 2 balls and a strike.
You can see the command for Cody is not there this evening. 14 balls, 11 strikes.
There's a good fastball. And it evens the count at 2-2. And this crowd tonight of 25,476 want to see Cody finish the inning right here and give the bats a chance in the bottom of the ninth. Adrianza with 2 on and 2 out and a 2-2 tie. That fastball very similar to the other 2 that were called strikes in this at bat, but that one just a bit inside.
Yeah, look where Gomes is sitting.
That's where he wanted it.
It's not a bad pitch right there, but it's now a full count. They'll have a head start on the 3-2 pitch.
Runners go. The payoff pitch swung on and missed. He struck him out with a curveball to end the inning. But a Miguel Sano leadoff homer has tied the game at 2. Bottom of the ninth. Rajay, Kip, and Gomes due up. guy. Minnesota, their 5th pitcher of the night is right-hander Trevor Hildenberger. He of the changeup that baffled the Indians last night. And they also have a couple of changes in the outfield. Eddie Rosario goes to center field. And Adrianza, who pinch hit for the center fielder Field, now goes into the game in left. So, here we go.
Time to come back and have an opportunity now for a walk-off.
Hildenberger did allow 2 runs last night, but you felt like the Indians were going to get him. And all of a sudden, he uncorked that changeup and he struck out Ramirez in a key spot, and he struck out Alonso to end the inning after Martin hit a sac fly to get the Indians their 2nd run. You only need 1 mistake to end this baby now. Out of play to the right.
You know, you remember last night he switched his arm angle a couple of times. You know, when he wanted to throw that fastball, he'll keep it up top and throw a 4-seam fastball. And he did that last night a few times, and you're thinking, okay, change the arm angle, and then he comes back down the side and he can throw all his other pitches. But
there it was.
It's always been a fastball.
That sidearm delivery, and he goes from 92 down to 78 with that breaking ball.
There's a little different angle. It's not quite up top. There's the breaking ball. You'll see the changeup from that spot. The Indians have 2 walk-off wins at home.
Rajay pulls it foul.
Arch, let me ask you this.
What's that?
With the Indians seeing him back-to-back days, that was a conversation piece, him going from the top. He did it to Jose last night, and Jose came right back, and he said it surprised him, because remember, he got Jose with the changeup. Just saying, doing that 2 nights in a row, do you think that, because I know the guys over here are talking about him going over top sometimes and then being a fastball. They're almost having the same conversation here.
Yeah, well, that's the only thing I've seen him throw from up top. Andre, I've only seen the fastball. I haven't seen a breaking ball. I haven't seen a changeup. So if he goes up top, it's going to be a fastball, but you don't want to help him out and maybe swinging something out of the zone.
I can tell you this, it worked last night, and it got these guys' attention.
Yeah, well, that's right. He showed them something that they did not know.
The 2-2.
See, there's the fastball there at the knee. So he throws that fastball there. It has a little movement on it, but he made a good pitch.
1 down.
And another thing, Andre, you know what it does? It gets into the hitter's head saying, okay, you can't worry about it because he doesn't throw that many from up top. You know, he's more of a sidearm guy.
Well, Jason Kipnis 0 for 3 on the night. Gets ahead with a fastball strike.
Andre, that might have been an overhand changeup on that pitch there if he stayed up top on it.
Kipnis lines it into left field, a base hit. And the winning run is aboard with 1 out in the bottom of the 9th. It's a nice job of just taking what's given.
Changeup too. So he stayed up top with that changeup, and you're right. He just took what was given. Stay on the baseball. When you can take the off-speed pitch the other way, it was elevated and helped him, but still, that was a good at bat. So there's the winning run at first base.
And Yan Gomes, the batter, he singled and scored in the 5th. That was the last run of this game the Indians scored. And the pitch is low, ball 1. Jason Kipnis, for the season, has stolen 4 out of 5. Low again, 2-0. In the air, right center field. Kepler back on the track at the wall. He makes a terrific catch. And Kipnis has to scamper all the way back to first. Oh, what a job by Max Kepler. Saving the day, at least for the moment now, for Minnesota.
Boy, oh boy. Yan Gomes put a really good swing on the baseball. I thought it had a chance to get out of here right at the wall. Kepler makes a nice catch, or this game is over. My goodness. Look at Yan. That's not much you can do, boy. That's the right approach off this guy, too, to take him the other way. Jan's had very good at bats tonight.
Well, leaves it up to Brandon Guyer here in the 9th. 2-2 tie.
Yeah, he doesn't have a good move to first base for the kind of thrower that he has, but he gets the ball to the catcher in about 1.25 seconds. It's under 1.3, so that's usually the average.
Defensively now for Minnesota, Miguel Sano is practically playing on top of third base, so he's guarding the line, and that enables Adrianza, the left fielder, to really play way off the line.
Yeah, you don't think that, you know, if it's straight down the line, he could get to that ball and get it in before Kip could come around and score, but you're off at the crack of the bat if he does hit the ball.
Nice backhanded stab by Garver. 2-1 the count. This had designs on going to the backstop.
Yeah, he made a couple of nice plays like that tonight.
Just a little low, 3-1.
Well, you know you're going to get a decent pitch to hit here, you would think, with Lindor on deck.
Kipnis is off. Pitch is lined into left field, a base hit. Jason will go to third. Adrianza's throw goes to second. Indians at the corners with 2 down.
Really nice job there by Brandon Guyer. Looking for that fastball. 3-1 count. He played the situation beautifully, stayed back, let his hands get through the hitting area, and gets a base hit to left. Now the winning run just 90 feet away. A two-seam fastball. Here it comes. It got a good piece of the plate, and he was ready for it. That'll give Frankie an opportunity now.
Bottom of the ninth, 2 on, 2 out, 2-2 tie. Lindor 1 for 4 tonight. He doubled and scored in the first. He has hit in 6 straight games. And a chance to win it now. Deep right field. Good night. Francisco Lindor, his 29th home run of the year. He now has 71 runs batted in. And he sends the Indians off with a 5-2 win. It looks like he's aged right before our very eyes.
No kidding. And he hit the home run off this guy last night and comes back with a 3-run walk-off home run, their 3rd walk-off of the year. And boy, the right man in the right spot. Yeah, he is thrilled to death. Well, the Indians come back and they win this ball game, and they have a 2-1 lead now in this series. Wow, good ball game.
Now with the win, the Indians go to 63-50 on the year. They increase their lead to 10 games in the Central Division. And Minnesota is now 53-60 on the year. The series finale will come your way tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock. Cody Allen, who ended up with a blown save, comes out on the other end with a victory, and he's 4-4 on the year.
Well, I know who Andre's going to end up talking to tonight, but I'll tell you, that was something special. And, you know, Geyer came up, kept the inning going, had the count, and you didn't want to face Lindor, and now you know why.
Down to the aging Francisco Lindor.
I was going to say the same thing, Matt. You aged around the bases. You got great.
That's what happens when these games stress you out.
All right, speaking of stress, last night you get a game situation like this where you come up against Rodney. How much does that play in your mind? You guys are supposed to tell. Go ahead, let's do it. All right, anyway, where's the camera at? You were supposed to get some of that. How much does last night's at bat play into your thought process when you go up there?
The game, it's crazy and it's hard sometimes, but it's a beautiful thing. And I was telling a couple of the guys last night, I wanted that at bat. That at bat, I really wanted it. And my dad, which he rarely texts me, he texts me and said, God has a plan, tomorrow will be better. Just believe and you got it. And that's exactly what I went to the play with. I went with my pops in my head. I went with the guys. I told them that I wanted this at bat.
You tell me constantly you never go up looking to hit a home run, because when you try, it doesn't work out. How do you hit that pitch, and how do you look for a changeup first pitch?
Well, they shifted. I was trying to hit it to the shortstop. All I got to do is get the base hit, and I win the game. Yesterday, I hit a home run and slider against him. So I'm thinking he's going to throw me fastball. go right to the shortstop, throw me a changeup. I hit it. As soon as I hit it, I knew we were going to win. I didn't know it was going to go, but I knew I had a chance of winning the game.
You told me yesterday, this month, next month are important because you can't just turn it on in October. What's a win like this do for you guys against a team that gives you guys trouble at times?
It's awesome. It's awesome. This is what it's all about. August and September is all about winning games, make it to the playoffs. And we needed this game today. We needed it yesterday, but today we need it as well because tomorrow we got their A's against our A's, and I believe in mine.
Great job tonight. You owe me a shirt or something.
You got it.
Back to you guys.
I think you can afford to buy you a new shirt or two. Wow. What a job by Francisco Lindor. I loved what he said there, Arch. He went up thinking fastball, so he's thinking middle of the field. The changeup speeds up his bat, and he blasts it out of here.
Yeah, and rightfully so. I mean, his game plan was just get that guy in from third base. You don't try and do it, but you're right. You want to speed up his bat. You see what happens, and you know how that inning played out. I mean, think about Gomes hit that ball to right center field, and we thought the game was over. So they had their opportunities, but it was nice to come back after, you know, it could have been a 2-1 ball game, but they win it in walk-off fashion. So a very good ball game to come back offensively.
All right, series finale tomorrow, 1 o'clock Eastern, right here on Sports Time Ohio. Time now for Indians Live post game with Alan Jensen. Wow, what a turn of events. I mean, this game went from a grade school play to Masterpiece Theater over in the course of a few minutes.
Sure did, Matt. And the way that this one went, you know, you blow the game in the ninth from 2-1 to 2-2. But boy, Francisco Lindor and the rest of that offense to keep that inning going, to get to him, boy, he drove that ball. And I'll tell you, whenever there's a big moment, that guy comes up with a big hit, doesn't he?
How many times have we seen that the bullpen has picked up the offense when it hasn't been a good night for them? But how many times now have we seen Francisco Lindor single-handedly pick up the entire Indians ball club, put him on his shoulders and say, fellas, we've seen enough. We played way too long last night. We need to get some rest before the Aces dominate tomorrow. Great walk-off victory. Pick up the bullpen tonight. You go for the series win tomorrow.
Francisco Lindor, the walk-off homer. The Indians win. They've taken 2 of 3 for the Minnesota Twins with the finale, Game 4 tomorrow. There it is one more time. A spinner that Francisco Lindor drives into the seats in right field for the game winner. We'll talk about it and much more coming up next on Indians Live.